want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving. Less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving. We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
So welcome to College Park in Trinity for this massive Division 1A encounter between Trinity, the home side, and Terenure, the visitors. It is fourth versus first. Terenure in first position on the table, Trinity in fourth. Trinity, in fact, have not won since round 6 over 2 months ago. But in the last 4 games in the AIL, they've managed to come away with try-scoring bonus points, losing bonus points. Terenure, on the other hand, have won 9 out of 10 this season. And in fact, in their last 26 AIL games, they've only lost just 3 games. It's a very important game here today as far as Trinity are concerned, because they haven't won in a long time. And a victory here today will just boost their confidence in keeping in the top 4 in Division 1A. Terenure coming out onto the park, well, they're led by their skipper, the king of Terenure, Harrison Brewer. What a player. And they've just got so much talent in this side. Terenure, 50 tries this season, averaging at 5 tries a game. Trinity, on the other hand, not far off that, scoring 45 tries. Will be Terenure playing from left to right. Trinity playing from right to left. And Harrison Brewer, well, a player of such caliber. He's played in New Zealand. He's played in Japan. He's played with the likes of David Pocock, Sam Whitelock, Damien Dialendi, and Louis O'Reilly is the skipper of Trinity. And the referee today, the man in the middle, is Jonathan Erskine, who was on the touchline refereeing for Power vs Dragons in the Challenge Cup. And both players, well, they just know how important this game is. Terenure looking for their 10th win of the AIL season. And you can already see putting a few important words. So it will be Trinity to get us underway. Aaron Egan, no player has scored more points this season in Division 1A than Aaron Egan, 122 points, including 5 tries. This broadcast brought to you by AIB and produced by BF Sports Analysis.
Come, boys, let's go now.
Jonathan Erskine signals time on Aaron Egan, and that hasn't gone 10 meters. And it will be a scrum on the halfway line. Opportunity to bring in Jack Atkinson.
Hi, Justin. Welcome to everyone watching the stream today. Absolute pleasure to be on commentary again. Not a great start there for Trinity. A mix and a match of a side, as Tony Smith alluded to earlier in the week. This is the hardest week of the year for the college teams with ski trips, Irish under-20s, injuries here and there. So a bit of a makeshift side in certain positions. Not a great start that from Aaron Egan, who's actually missed training on Thursday with a bit of illness.
Well, this is one area in the game when these sides did meet a few weeks ago. Terenure winning that game. On their own board scrum time, there were 6 scrums and they got 4 scrum penalties. But of course, it's a different tight 5 today for Trinity, so this will be interesting. On the past 3 occasions in the AIL between these sides, Terenure have won all 3 of those games. The last time Trinity getting a victory was all the way back on the 11th of January 2020, over 3 years ago, with a Mark Nicholson try. So it will be Alan Benny with the put-in. Played some rugby for Southland in the Mitre Cup in New Zealand. And it's a good shove from Terenure. Jordan Coughlin controlling it at the back, and they've got a penalty as well. Fantastic scrumming by Terenure.
Yeah, worrying sides for Trinity there. Early scrum, set well. Terenure got the push on, kept walking it on, got the penalty in the end. Big day here for Jerry Carr. Starting against Terenure, it's a tough opposition coming up against some serious props in that front row.
So Keelan Dooley to add some distance. 70 points in the season so far, including 2 tries, 18 conversions and 8 penalties.
Conditions could be tricky today. Not a breath of wind around, but the rain is falling lightly. Could see a lot of knock-ons today, which won't be keen for Trinity by the looks of that first scrum.
Levi Vaughan to throw. Up goes McMelia. 7 takes against Trinity when these sides last met. He was imperious at line-out time. Levi Vaughan. And here we go in centre field. And there's a bit of a mix-up. Trinity trying to come in and get the turnover. Levi Vaughan at the base and Glasson, the big loose head prop. Campbell Glasson. And Jordan Coughlin now. 5 tries this season. Alan Benny at the base. Comes on the short side for Adam Chute, the Grizzly tight head prop. And here's Boomer, Connell Boomer. Played for Leinster versus Chile in November. Callum Smith at a hard half. Lets it go. And classy now. The number 7, Bart Vermeulen, is trying to get over that ball. Alan Benny and Coughlin. Space on the right. And Adam Legru. Legru, he's very dangerous. 6 tries in the season. He's still going, the fullback. Benny works the short side. And that's come off Colin Hogan and into touch. And it is a Terenure line-out.
Things have started very physical here. Both teams living on the edge. Anthony Riley really bringing the line speed for Trinity there, as any good flanker does. Good, intelligent nudge from the senior scrum half, Alan Benny. A touch off Hogan. Line out to Terenure on the 22.
Will be Levi Vaughan to throw once more. And up goes McMelia again. So good in the line-out. And here comes this powerful rolling more of Terenure. They're looking for their 51st try of the AIL season. And they're steaming towards the try line. Trinity trying their best to dismantle this more. Alan Benny. Benny. Slow ball. Here's Harrison Brewer, the Terenure king. Sylvester working the short side. And Keelan Dooley. And he's bundled into touch. Sorry.
Good battle there in the maul. Terenure had the shove on a bit. It did look towards, it was going towards the try line there. phenomenal effort there from Ruan Byron to disrupt it. Terenure went wide, ended up with some good D out in the touchline. Diarmuid McCormack and Colm Hogan putting the Terenure player into touch out there.
That's great. Trinity, while they've had problems during the week, a lot of players unavailable, 5 changes to the side from the side that lost to Con away from home. And Anthony Ryan with the take. O'Reilly for Byron, who's playing at lock today. And a penalty to Trinity. They really needed that. And Louis O'Reilly, he loves the quick tap. The Trinity captain gains about 20 meters. McCormack has the play at scrum off. And it will be a Trinity scrum.
Good heads-up play there from the skipper, looking to go early. Thought he might have seen a gap and broken through. Good scramble defence from Terenure. A knock-on in the tackle there out wide. Another Trinity scrum.
Peter Sylvester, watch out for the inside centre. Man of the match last week against Young Munster. And that 21 points to 11 victory at Lakelands. They really are the side to beat at the moment. Just 3 losses in their past 26 AIL games. And also the best forward pack in the AIL, especially if you look at that loose trio with Jordan Coughlin, Connell Boomer, and Luke Classy. So O'Reilly taking his time, and McCormack under pressure, and O'Reilly looks to clear the decks.
A decent enough exit under pressure. Channel 1 was the way to go. 8 to 9, McCormack to O'Reilly. He finds the tree. Touch found. Terenure line out in a good attacking opposition position at the moment.
Coughlin with the take. Classy to Sylvester. Benny and Colin de Butler with the short line. There was a good tag team tackle by Bart Vermeulen and Jerry Carr. Stephen Woods with the rescue operation. Byron at scrum off. Here's Nicholson, who tries to hoof it downtown. And it's quite niggly out there at the moment, Jackson. Big hits.
Very, very physical out there. Phenomenal hits there from the 2 props, Carr and Vermeulen. Ball thrown wide, Ruan Byron wouldn't be out of position playing scrum half. He could play anywhere on the park, this guy. Ball goes wide. Nicholson tries to kick through. Liam McMahon ends up hacking it into touch. Scrum down again. Looks like Trinity ball.
Quite remarkable Terenure's stats this season. Average scoreline of 34 points to 16 in Division 1A, Jack. And that is quite something of note.
It's been almost frightening watching them sometimes this season. Of course, trying to focus this week in Trinity, not on the opposition, but it's hard not to when you're coming up against a side with this much power, this many quality players, 1 to 15, really impressive side.
Important fixture as well happening down the road at Castle Avenue between Clontarf and Cork Constitution. Those 2 sides in 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Of course, if Trinity do get a win here, they may just creep up into 3rd place, depending on the outcome of that result, if Clontarf can win. But Trinity have a job to do here at College Park. O'Reilly with the put in. Aaron Egan lets it go. And here's Max O'Reilly, the Leinster outside centre. O'Reilly to Ronan Quinn. 8 tries this season, the superstar. And yes, Byron, who gets through so much work. O'Reilly, Aaron Egan, and Jerry Carr with the carry. It's a free player for Trinity. O'Reilly, Colin Hogan, 5 tries in the season. Nice little kick. Pressure on the group. But he's so reliable at the back, and we'll come back for no advantage.
Yeah, shot off the ball there.
Much work.
Quite a cheap shot there from
O'Reilly,
Tui on Gavin
Aaron
Jones.
Egan, and Jerry
he's a tough
Carr with
cookie.
the
I think
carry.
he'll carry on.
It's a free player for Trinity. O'Reilly, Colin Hogan, 5 tries in the So Aaron Egan. Trinity, well, they'll be very upset that they didn't get a result last week against Corcon. And that ball is not up. So the crew, and that's totally miscued. So Trinity will have a second chance. And yes, in that game against Corcon, at one point it was 27 all deep into the second half. Corcon with 13 men still managed to score, try and go on to win the game. And they're just looking for a result here, Trinity.
The line-out's going to be very important today for Trinity. With Byron in the row and young Stephen Wood still eligible for the under-20s there, it's on the senior men, Anthony Ryan, Diarmaid McCormick, to call it.
McCormick, McCrone, Nicholson, O'Reilly, and then Aaron Egan and Quinn, Ronan Quinn. This is beautiful to watch. Colin Hogan. Trinity looking mean here, looking for the opening score of the game. Do they mean business at College Park? Yeah, it's Bart Vermeulen. O'Reilly for McCormick. About 6 meters out here from the try line. O'Reilly and Woods. Bart Vermeulen. Trinity have the free play. It's Anthony Ryan. Aaron Egan, nice little kick. Majestic. Absolutely majestic. Ronan Quinn, what a player. And he gets his 9th try of the season.
How many times have we seen that this season in the AIL? The right boot of Aaron Egan nudges it through, sits up perfectly as it always does for the ever-willing Ronan Quinn. He gets another try this season. As we say, he has been phenomenal.
And Woods. Bart Vermeulen.
Try again. Trinity kept going at it, same way, building the phases. They got the advantage for not rolling away from Terenure. They looked to go wide with the backs, and it was always going to be that nudge through. One of the favourite plays of this Trinity backline this season.
And actually, their 3rd try of the game against Terenure. In the previous encounter this season, they actually scored a try that was almost exactly the same, with Ronan Quinn finishing it and Aaron Egan with a neat little kick. So Aaron Egan, 122 points this season. Last week against Corcon, 3 out of 5 from the boot with 7 points. Important kick. Egan. He's immaculate this feather. Trinity 7, Terenure 0. It's a positive start for the home side.
Yeah, I feel Aaron Egan really needed that confidence gain from that beautiful little grubber through, and then to nail that touchline conversion after a shaky start. Again, he's probably still playing with a bit of that illness, so it's heroic for him to even be out here, but to perform as well, absolutely phenomenal from the number 10.
Smith, and that's a nice contestable restart. Terenure trying to get the ball back immediately. And there's a lot of complaints in centre field, and it's play on, and here's the crew. He's got tons of time. And Vermeulen with a hit on the crew. Benny goes on the short side for Glasson, and here's Levi Vaughan in the outside channels, and that ball's gone forward.
Yeah, huge shot out there again from Mark Sparky Nicholson. Phenomenal work from the hooker to get up there. Legru came back at pace with intent. Sean McCrone as well, working hard. You may not see a lot of the work he does
There's a
around
lot
the
of
park.
complaints in
A lot of the
centre
dirty
field,
work,
and it's play
hitting
on,
rucks,
and here's the
getting over ball, slowing ball down. It'll be really important today for Trinity to slow Terenure's ball down.
Trinity, well, in their last 4 rounds, they've actually been so unlucky. 4 losses, all by within 5 or 6 points. And possibly they could have won all those games. So O'Reilly with the put-in. It's a good scrum by Trinity. Aaron Egan to Gavin Jones, the Rock of College Park, sends it wide to Quinn, Ronan Quinn. Oh, he's like a little Jack Russell, almost impossible to bring down in the back garden. And here's McCrone, looking for a big shift this afternoon. And O'Reilly trying to sell a dummy. And Classy, Luke Classy with the hits. And here's Byron, gets a few yards. Colm Hogan playing at scrum off. Egan, has he put too much on that one? And it is straight out.
Yeah, referee getting in the way there as O'Reilly, the skipper, looks to go down the blind side. No gains being made with the carries. Egan went to the boot and unluckily just measured it poorly out in the full.
So Levi Vaughan getting a call from Campbell Glasson, the big loose head prop. Vaughan. Connell Boomer taps it back for Penny. Callum Smith. And here's Jordan Coughlin. Lets it go. Beautiful pass by Sylvester. And here's Dooley in the outside channels. Jordan Coughlin invites Bart Vermeulen to take his seat. This is where they relent this. It's Luke Classy into the 22 with ease. And Byron with the turnover. Vital turnover there, and it's a penalty to Trinity, and that's a big sigh of relief. But some good play as well. What a collision that was, Jack, between Bart Vermeulen and Jordan Coughlin. My goodness.
Coughlin, he's a hell of a ball carrier. Comes at it at 100% pace every single time. You know what you're getting.
Bart Vermeulen to take his seat.
But Ruan Byron,
this is where they relent this.
Almost
it's
every
Luke
game this
Classy.
season. And another great steal there off the scrum half, Benny. Terenure, there's a lot of talk, a lot of shouting at the referee at the moment. They need to be careful not to lose their heads early here.
So Mark Nicholson hasn't played much this season, but an excellent player. The full Taylor of College Park. Sparky, they call him. Dermot McCormick. Byron, Gavin Jones, the inside centre. He loves that line. It's getting pretty feisty out there. But what a line that was by Gavin Jones. And Harrison Brewer, the king of Terenure, knows exactly what to say.
Yeah, Gavin Jones all season has been running that line. You know it's coming, but it really is quite unstoppable, that little gap in between the end of the line out and the start of the defensive line. He's an absolute expert at hitting it there. Referees just had a word with the two teams here, and I think it is necessary at the moment. Both teams seem to be talking back to the ref quite a bit. We like to see a bit of niggle, of course, in the game, but leave it at the play. No chat needed. So Trinity have to put into the scrum here. Referee got in the way at the back of that line out. Hence Trinity have ball again.
Trinity, well, they seem to have sorted out their scrums because against Con last week as well, They gave away 4 penalties at scrum time. And O'Reilly, strong scrum, Egan. And Egan once more to Colm Hogan. Smashed in the tackle by De Butler and Smith. And here's McCrone. Stephen O'Neill takes a seat. Bart Vermeulen. Harrison Brewer is on it like a bonnet. And Egan, lovely ball to Anthony Ryan. O'Reilly, Egan. And the crew so safe at the back. And that ball's not out, so it's Colm Hogan who has a shot at the defensive line. Stephen Woods. O'Reilly, Egan, and McCormack did well to keep that ball alive. Anthony Ryan. What a hit that was by tight head prop Adam Chutes. And there's some huge collisions out here. Benny. Boomer. Space on the left here. Dooley breaking through. Dooley still going. What a line break that was by the winger. And Terenure mounting the pressure. Coughlin. Outrageous offload. And that's gone forward.
Gee, lots to talk about there in that phase of play. Sean McCrone, right up close to us here. You get to see the power firsthand, the Terminator. He's been phenomenal this season at J1 level. I don't think we'll see him back at J1 for quite a while the way he's playing.
There's some
Good
huge
play there
collisions
from
out
Trinity.
here.
Vermeulen tried the audacious line off a long ball from the skipper. Knock on. Great ball floated from Alan Benny to Boomer. They find the break from Dooley. Good feet. Great chop tackle there at the end from Colm Hogan. They look to go wide again, and good scramble from Trinity out wide. Ronan Quinn forcing the knock on.
Well, Keithan Dooley, Trinity have nightmares about him because in the past 3 occasions, 2 of those occasions, Dooley landed the match-winning penalties. And at Lakelands, at the beginning of December, there's a technical penalty in from the side, which gave Keithan Dooley the opportunity to get the winning 3 points just outside the 22. And then in last season's match at College Park, finishing at 16 points to 15, Keithan Dooley with the match-winning penalty from just inside the halfway line on this side of the field as well. And at the moment, down the road, Corcon are winning by 5 points over Taft. That's a good start for the visitors, but still a long way to go in both these fixtures, of course. The stream sponsored by AIB and brought to you by BF Sports Analysis. And with the level of the AIL, it's so great that you can watch it from anywhere in the world. So Louis O'Reilly to put in. Trinity 7, Terenure 0. McCormack with the carry. O'Reilly searches for Aaron Egan. A dummy kick, and then he looks to clear the decks. Stephen O'Neill, the group. Callum Smith. De Butler searching for an opening. The outside centre. Benny working the short side to LeGroux. What was he doing there? LeGroux gets a few meters. Benny. McMelia. Cherry Carr has to make a tackle. It's a turnover. Plenty of turnovers here. Anthony Ryan to McCrone. Gets the offload away. But perhaps a bit too keen that time.
Great composure shown by Aaron Egan there at the back. Found a good touch, or didn't find touch, but found a good exit. Terenure looked to move it wide. Phenomenal covering tackle there from Max O'Reilly. Really covered the ground quickly.
The
Got
group
across, made the
gets a
chop
few
tackle.
meters.
On turnover ball again, Jerry Carr. He's had a really strong start to the game. Ripped it as the player was falling. Great ball on the inside from Anthony Ryan to Sean McCrone. The back row linking up well, and just didn't stick the offload off the deck to Mark Nicholson.
Benny with a put in. And we will have a reset. And scrum, Terenure. And also, Jack, with all the changes for this fixture this week for Trinity, it's a great opportunity for those players to show what they can do against the best in the country.
100%, couldn't agree more. I think we especially see a lot of the changes on the bench today. And Ted Walsh coming in for his first cap of the season. And the same with Luke O'Callaghan, the young first year under 20s out of Gonzaga. He's been training hard over Christmas and is rewarded with a spot on the bench today. Connor Cagney as well, in for his Trinity AIL debut also. Use it. Let's go.
And then Benny barking the orders, and Terenure getting a penalty. And they are masters at scrum time. At front row, Campbell Glasson, Levi Vaughan, and Adam Chute. A few seasons ago, wasn't even in the first side. And it's been a remarkable move up the charts for the tight end prop. And Terenure into the 22. An opportunity to hit back for the visitors. So Vaughan and Puma with the take. Vaughan joins at the back. Joined by Coughlin. Jordan Coughlin. Anthony Ryan needs to be careful. Joining from the side. Benny. Little ding through. And we will come back for the penalty. Benny wants to tap and go. What will the call be from Harrison Brewer?
Big call there from the skipper. In a game so far that we haven't seen many points, many opportunities, a lot of play going on in the centre of the park, and turning down pretty straightforward 3 points. It's a ballsy call.
Trinity's fixtures after this are Young Munster away from home, then Shannon away from home, then they've got Clontarf at home on the 25th of February, and after that, Ballinahinch away from home. Terenure have Clontarf next week at home, then they've got Ballinahinch away, then Lansdowne at home, and then UCD away. And there's no easy game in Division 1A, Jack Atkinson. In fact, in 1B, you can actually say right throughout the entire AIL, every single team wants to win their game on the weekend without a doubt.
It's great to see such standards. Irish rugby as a whole, #1 in the world at the moment in terms of world rankings. And it's obvious to see why when you see the standard of club rugby across the country.
So can Terenure put down the hammer? About 10 metres out. Benny with the put in. Jordan Coughlin. Coughlin, he'll be difficult to stop. And Trinity have done really well to bring him down. And it is a penalty. Benny looking for the tap and go. But he will consult with his skipper, Harrison Brewer. What is the call? Connell Boomer is poised. Boomer with the carry. Benny for Jordan Coughlin, looking for try number 6 in the season. But he's given away a penalty. And Terenure will coach Sean Skeen, will be frustrated because there's been a few times now in the 22 where they've made some errors. Brewer.
Absolutely massive moment in the
What
first
is the
half.
call?
Terenure turning down. Again, another opportunity at 3 points, doubling down on their decision to go for the scrum. Great defensive work there from the front row. Nicholson and Carr in tandem. Great chop tackle. I didn't quite see what the penalty was for. Diving straight off the feet by the looks of it.
And since the 2016-2017 season, we'll come back to that now. That ball's not out. Dooley did wonderfully well to keep that ball in play. LeGroux, Penny for Glasson. Bartholomew then trying to make a nuisance of himself. Smith searches for an inside runner. He finds Amelia. Benny. Harrison Brewer gets the offload away. Callum Smith and then Colin Hogan. And he just gets rid of it. And this could be remarkable. Ronan Quinn, well, that would have been his 10th try of the season if he hanged on there, but it's not a bad result for Trinity.
Wowee, I was out of my seat there. Ronan Quinn winning the foot race as he usually does against his opposite number. Ball sat up quite nicely for him. I think he'll be pretty disappointed not to hold that one. But what a turnaround from Trinity.
Benny.
With Aaron Egan missing.
Harrison Brewer
gets
the offload away. Callum Smith and then Colin Hogan.
Offload from Coughlin and knock on.
And he just gets rid of it.
And
this could be remarkable.
He'll be kicking himself. He should have held that, and I think he was in.
9 tries in the season so far, and that might have been his 10th. An absolute superstar. Well, Ronan Quinn and Aaron Egan won the Munster Schools Senior Cup in 2018 and coached by Sean Skeen, who's the coach of Terenure. So there's a lot of inner battles here, Jack. These players know themselves very well.
Yeah, a large, strong contingent of Glenstow players we've got down in Terenure. And as good as they are on the pitch, they're even more crack off it. Next one, Quinny.
So into the second half of the season, round 11, this clash and the physicality is just off the charts. It's been so ferocious. And down the road, Corcon 5, Clontarf 5. That game deadlocked. These sides in the top 4. Terenure in first place, Clontarf in second, Corcon in third, and Trinity in fourth. And Terenure, Coughlin, and off he goes. Jordan Coughlin, he's got Benny in support, and he smashes into Ronan Quinn. And here's Harrison Brewer. Alan Benny. And then Boomer for Stevie O'Neill. There's tons of space on the outside. Butler for LeGroux. And then Keelan Dooley. Trinity on the back foot. Levi Vaughan. And he drops the bucket.
What scramble again from Trinity. They really are up for it today. You can see it across the board. Defense is phenomenal. Great break there from Coughlin off the back. Showed his pace. taking on one of the biggest men on the pitch, taking on one of the smallest in Ronan Quinn, but he fronted
And
up
then
well, forced the offload. Terenure looked to go wide. They had numbers on. Really good drift defence there from the new 13 today, Max O'Reilly. We'd be accustomed to seeing him playing for Leinster at fullback, but filling in today at 13 for us with Louis McDonough out with illness. Great scramble there and an unlucky knock on from Levi Vaughan on the carry.
Jonathan Erskine, referee, giving a few words to Anthony Ryan. They call him Antonio because he loves to visit Rome. And apparently, Jack, they say one day that he's going to have to make the choice between playing for Trinity or playing for the Azzurri.
Well, he's got another 2 years at least here, training to be a doctor as he is. An intelligent man, a great tackler, a phenomenal line-out operator. He really has it all.
Clontarf have just taken the lead at Castle Avenue. 7 points to 5. That'll keep them well in second place. If they do maintain that scoreline, a long time still to go. So, O'Reilly. Gavin Jones, that's a big error to make. Jordan Coughlin. De Butler. Stevie O'Neill. And Ronan Quinn with a great tackle. Harrison Brewer with a knock-on. So many handling errors at the moment from Terenure.
We just talked about him there. Anthony Ryan, what a tackle. Try saver, no doubt about it. He went low. He hit the captain hard, forced the knock on.
Gavin Jones, that's a big error to make.
The scramble D of the outside backs from Trinity. It's been really, really impressive today. 3-on-2 there. Colm Hogan, Ronan Quinn working together, making it there on the far side. And then watch this tackle from Anthony Ryan. Wow, that is powerful.
On the verge of half-time. And Trinity 7 points up. Can they hang on to this lead? Johnny Erskine having a word with Harrison Brewer and Anthony Ryan and Louis O'Reilly as well. And Ronan Quinn as well is getting attention. Some running repairs, but he looks fine.
Terenure will be quite worried here now. Turning down 3 points 2 or 3 times, failing to score so far in the game. Things are starting to get a bit iffy for them. As I say that, Harry Colbert coming on, fresh back from America and Erasmus. He's in for his first game of the season for the Firsts.
Harry Colbert, well, won the under-20 AIL last season. Scored 10 points in extra time against UCD. He was one of the main reasons why they won that fixture. And so he's no stranger at all. And what an opportunity it is for him. So can Trinity survive and not give up any points before half-time? Louis O'Reilly. And they've got a free kick, and they won't mind that at all, Jack.
Yep, just seeing Ronan Quinn's gone off there for Harry Colbert. Looks like a finger-wrist issue, possibly. Harry Colbert's then slotted into fullback. Colm Hogan moved to the wing. Good to get a free kick there. Trinity really have survived well at scrum time. It was a worry coming into the game with the sizable weight difference between the two packs, but they've held their own so far very well. Good signs for Trinity all round.
It would be vintage Terenure if they could come away with a try before half-time and level the scores. This might be their final opportunity. Fawn. Up goes Melia. And Terenure lucky to get this ball back. It's Glasson for Jordan Coughlin. He is one handful, the number 8. Sylvester. And Nicholson trying to get the turnover, but he's given away the penalty. And Harrison Brewer. Does the King want 3 points, or does he want to try? What is the call from the captain? And they're going for the corner. Keelan Dooley. Obviously not happy with their first half performance, but the complexion will change here, Jack, if they can get a 5-pointer.
As we say, massive moments in the game here, right on the brink of half-time. The Trinity forwards are geeing up to stop this maul. It's going to be tough, but they've got to do it here.
Boomer. Good innovation at line-out time. Coughlin has it at the back. Jordan Coughlin going for his 6th try of the season. Jordan Coughlin scores for Terenure. And that's what they can do. A brilliant try. Jordan Coughlin.
Really smart, innovative, as you say, Justin. Going to the front of the line now, no need for a jumper. McCormick and Ryan have been wreaking a bit of havoc when they've gone into the air. They've taken that out of the equation, gone short. Simple maul, really powerful, but really hard to stop at the same time. And when you have Coughlin coming off the back from that close, it's almost impossible to stop. Try for Terenure, conversion to come.
So Keelan Dooley, 70 points in the AIL season. This season, 2 tries, 18 conversions, 8 points against Young Munster. Kicked 3 out of 3, and then in round 8 against Trinity, 5 out of 5. He doesn't miss often. Keelan Dooley to level the scores. Beautiful kick by Keelan Dooley. That is half-time. There were only 2 tries, Jack, but an incredible half of rugby. What a game.
As physical a game as we've seen this season. In the end, Trinity will still be quite happy with that scoreline. Spent a lot of time in their own 22 towards the end of that half. So to come away at 7-all, not the worst result for them. Very exciting second half to come, I'd imagine.
Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. The stream sponsored by AIB and brought to you by BF Sports Analysis. Big second 40 coming up next.
We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more, but to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
We want to do more for the planet, more for the future, more supporting, rallying, having our voices heard more. But to do more, to be carbon neutral, sometimes we need to do less. Less printing, flying and fossil fuel driving, less denial and delays and doing nothing.
AIB is the first Irish bank to pledge to operate as carbon neutral by 2030. We pledge to do more.
Second half almost upon us. So back here for the second half, and we deadlocked. Terenure 7, Trinity 7, tries by Ronan Quinn, and then Jordan Coughlin of Terenure just before half time, converted by Keelan Dooley. Big second half upon us. John Erskine checks with his officials. Callum Smith. And nobody's claimed that ball, but Louis O'Reilly, the captain, deals with it. And here's Byron. He's been immense. Ruin Byron. Normally plays as number 8, playing at 5 today. And Aaron Egan for Gavin Jones. And Max O'Reilly. 10 caps for Leinster. And penalty to Trinity. An opportunity to relieve some pressure and get into the half of Terenure.
Once again, that man, we're talking about almost every phase of play. Ruan Byron taking it off the skipper, off the kickoff. Great carry, broke the tackle of Klassen. Trinity went wide, pull back manoeuvre from Anthony Ryan out the back, hitting the backs. We see Max O'Reilly on the ball for one of the first times today. Terenure pinged for not rolling away. Trinity enter their half.
Just here. Just get our tackler out of there, out the sides.
She was watching them coming in on me a little bit. A lot of back half.
It was good. It was
Good to
just,
see Ronan Quinn still on the park.
Coming in and hitting me.
A dangerous left winger.
Back two, back two.
And that has gone skew. It's a big let off for Terenure. And Terenure will have the put in to the scrum.
Don't do that. Keep your hands down. You don't need to do it after the whistle. Option. Scrum option on the 15.
Perhaps I have my biased Trinity goggles on, but that didn't look too crooked to me. Mark Nicholson hard done by the ref.
Oh, Mark Nicholson's, his hobbies include darts, so you won't be happy with that. Unless he thought it was straight, of course, like yourself, Jack.
Okay. Yeah. Leave it.
So Alan Benny, ex-Lansdowne player with the put in. And this is really where they really try to take advantage, Terenure. And they've got another scrum penalty. It's just almost impossible to stop. Once they get that good hit, Jack, there's only one way, and that's backwards.
Yep, another good fight held early there. But Terenure just keep getting that walk on. They stay in the fight. They keep pushing. They force the referee's hand there. Penalty.
So Alan Benny,
Dooley will look to put it deep into the Trinity 22. That's a great nudge.
ex-Lansdowne player with the put in. And this is really where they really... So Levi Vaughan, McMelia, an error at the back, and Terenure will have the put in. There's been a few errors, Jack, in this Terenure game, and perhaps at half-time they'd probably be a little bit frustrated that they didn't take their chance, but at the same time, Trinity had some amazing defence in that first half, causing those errors.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Terenure, such a good side, so many great facets to their game. I think they'd be quite disappointed with how their lineouts function so far. Couple of underthrows, couple of overthrows, jumpers possibly not holding balls they should be. All credit to some of the Trinity players as well, though. McCormick, Ryan, as we've mentioned before, really running that defensive lineout well. Got a really good setup here now. If they can get the nudge on, get that advantage from the referee, got a real good shot at scoring here.
Alan Benny. It's another lovely scrum. Or you can watch it all day. And it's another penalty. And the fans at Lakelands Park will be going absolutely berserk. That's what you love to see from Terenure. And they might just have another scrum here.
Yep, the way they've been making their decisions so far today, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for another scrum the way the lineout's functioning.
And they're calling Keelan Dooley to put it into the corner for a 5-metre line-out. It'll be interesting to see if they go to Connell Boomer again with that short line-out, which they change into a rolling maul, which led to the first try of the game for Terenure through Jordan Coughlin just before half-time. Jordan Coughlin on 6 tries in the season. And they go to McMelia this time, so they change it up. Levi Vaughan at the back. Looking mean and hungry. Levi Vaughan. Trinity defending for their lives. Over they go, Terenure. What a score. Levi Vaughan, the hooker, gets his 2nd try of the season, and they are so relentless at the rolling maul.
How do you stop it is the question. With that size and that much power, once the lineout's taken, once it's clean, once they've set up that maul, there really was only one outcome there. Really good from Vaughan, the hooker, holding it there. Some of his players broke away, were taken away by McCrone and McCormack, but he held his nerve, waited for his moment, and took it phenomenally well. Very good score from Terenure. Conversion to come.
So Dooley, another reasonably tough kick to make it 2 out of 2 and to make it a 7-point ball game. Archer at College Park. And he's missed it. So he is human. So it's Terenure 12, Trinity 7.
Come on, Trinity, back at it. Come on, Trinity. Come on, Trinity. We're just
Aaron Egan with the restarts. And that's a simple one for Connell Boomer. Ex-Irish under 20 in 2016. And Harrison Brewer. And Coughlin lets it go. And it is a penalty. And Alan Benny always looks like he wants to take the quick tap.
Yeah, Anthony Ryan, we spoke about him earlier, living on the edge as any good flanker does. That time just overstepped it, came off the offside line too early. Again, the way Dooley's kicking, he's putting them deep into Trinity's territory. Really good kicker, this guy.
And perhaps the momentum is starting to swing. Jack Terenure are looking hungry here. It's another roving maul opportunity from about 20 meters out. And it's starting to look ominous. And the forward pack marching towards that line-out because they know what they have to do. This time it's Harrison Brewer, the captain, the king of Terenure, leading the charges. Levi Vaughan at the back. Vaughan is still going at the back. He peels away. Bart Vermeulen with the tackle. And that's a huge, huge moment in the game. A penalty to Trinity.
The Terminator again. Sean McCrone. How brave is he? Getting his head in there. Levi Vaughan with a good carry again. A strong ball built off the back of Brewer's take. But Sean McCrone getting over that ball. He really has been excellent today so far. Another missed touch from Aaron Egan.
Adam LeGroux, the fullback. And the crowd will tell you what happened there. And here's classy now. It's been so physical. Coughlin, the number 8. Alan Benny, Callum Smith, Sylvester to Stevie O'Neill, but it was a wayward pass. The execution not there.
Spicy, spicy affair. Getting more heated as the minutes go on there. Some big shots in defence. Anthony Ryan again living on the edge. Question marks over the wrap perhaps, but we'll move on from that. Liam McMahon burying the number 8, Coughlin. He's a big winger, is Liam McMahon out here, closest to us. Terenure looked to spin it wide. Hints of a forward pass into touch there. Trinity have to put into the line out. Egan pulled off. Probably wasn't fully right today with the illness he's been suffering with earlier in the week. Showed in some of his kicking there. Harry Colbert in at 10.
Mark Nicholson. And rising highest is McCormack. And yes, Colbert. And Byron in centre field. He's made so many meters. And yes, Bart Vermeulen. O'Reilly. And yes, Max O'Reilly now, the outside centre. Vermeulen. Gains a few meters. And yes, Colbert. And Max O'Reilly. O'Reilly on the blind side for McCormack. Ronan Quinn is in at ruck time. McCrone, the flanker. Colm Hogan looking to calm things down. And anything can happen here. Ronan Quinn putting the pressure on. And Terenure have to reset. But Trinity have a penalty. And they have an opportunity now, Jack, to hit back.
The students really are sticking in it here, really taking the fight to Terenure. An intelligent kick from Colm Hogan there after some good carries in the middle. You have Byron again. Bart Vermeulen really coming into this game now.
Colm Hogan.
An excellent GAA sort of style kick from Hogan, the fullback. A tough bounce for the group to deal with.
Anything can happen, yeah. Ronan Quinn
once
putting
again,
the pressure
third
on.
time today, I believe, Terenure pinged for going
And
off their feet.
Terenure have to reset. Levi Vaughan just getting some attention. The hooker. And down the road, 12 all between Clontarf, the home side, and Cork Constitution.
Just where 21 is. Okay, we're good to go.
Which game do you watch? That is the question.
Okay, we're good to go.
So many games, so many good games on at the same time.
That's okay. Just here on the 15.
So Colbert.
Yeah. And back here on me. Back here on me. Okay. Make sure your winger's behind you. Yeah. First man in, off his feet.
Makes sure of that one. So this is a line out for Trinity inside the Terenure 22. In the red zone.
Keep going back. Keep going back.
7 points to put them in front. McCormick. Joined by Byron. And they're looking to give Terenure a taste of their own medicine. Louis O'Reilly, Gavin Jones, and then Colbert for Colm Hogan. Hogan looking to go around the outside and lays it back for McMahon. And they just really had nowhere to go there, Jack.
Yeah, strong defensive play from the Terenure pack. When you look at the two packs standing next to each other, there is a good 2-3 inch height difference, 10 kilos probably per man. So it was always going to be hard for Trinity to barrel them over. They went out to the backs. Great sharp pass from O'Reilly to Jones. No better man on the pullback, taking it right up to the gain line. Hogan in a foot race, got caught, looked for the offload. Probably didn't need to, probably forcing it a bit. Trinity need to try and hold the ball here, keep their composure when they're in the 22 and build a score.
That's the mark, hookers. Let's go. Go, Jerry.
And since the 2016-2017 season, when both these sides have been in Division 1A, there's been 11 games. Trinity have won 5 of them. Terenure have won 6 with an average scoreline of 22 points to 17 in the favour of Terenure. 5 points the difference on average, and there's 5 points the difference at the moment. Alan Benny. And we all have a reset. Also be interesting to see, Jack, the way Terenure approaches scrum. Will they try to go for the scrum penalty or just get the ball out and kick it out?
You feel like with the ascendancy they've had so far and bringing on another man with a couple of Leinster caps, Hannon, fresh prop, going up against two, Carr and Vermeulen, who've been on the whole game so far, I feel like they'll go for it, try keep the ball in, try force the referee's hand.
Up high and stays there. Yes, let's go, boys. Square up. Go, boys. Stay, that's good. Bind. Set.
Terenure looking for that penalty. Trinity trying to counter, but Terenure with another scrum penalty. And it's almost as if every scrum on their own ball, Terenure are getting a penalty, dominating at scrum time.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Trinity really need to try and stop the knock-ons. It's just giving such a platform for Terenure to find easy field position, get them out of their own 22. The way Dooney's kicking as well, he's finding 40, 50 meters on every kick.
Captain, hang on a second. You keep standing and shouting hips at me while he's driving your guys back straight. Okay, so there's no point in
Marcus
that call.
Hannon.
All right,
Just
I'm
played
keeping an eye on
some
the angles.
rugby for Old
They were driven
Belvedere.
back straight and they got beaten. Okay, thank you.
Joined Terenure this season.
Yeah, the whole front row.
Levi Vaughan. Up goes Coughlin. McCormack gets a hand to it.
Steele was good, but it went forward.
And Erskine says it's gone forward off a Trinity hand. So it will be a Terenure scrum.
On the 15.
Come on, Trinity! Go, Trinity!
I've got to mention Diarmuid McCormack, back from New Zealand this weekend, an extended holiday, missed the con game. Of course, he was absolutely heartbroken, texting the skipper every day, telling him how annoyed he was to be missing the game. Back today, didn't miss a beat, straight in. He's had 2 or 3 line-out steals so far. He's been imperious in the air.
Good yours.
Oh, Trinity! Come on, Trinity! Boys, keep
As long as
pushing.
it says legal. Bind. Set.
Yes!
It's a free kick
No, you're
to
pressure forward.
Trinity.
No, it's not.
Just what the doctor
The pressure's
ordered.
coming on before the ball.
O'Reilly and Byron. He's been ever present, the number 5. What a shift. O'Reilly, Colm Hogan, the fullback.
Hands on the ground, leave it.
O'Reilly for Byron, Colbert. And then Gavin Jones to Ronan Quinn. Assessing his options, Ronan Quinn. And he does well. O'Reilly for Byron.
Push back.
Just some mammoth carries. And Connell Boomer, that's what he can do, but he's given away a penalty in the process.
The ruck's formed. You can't go for it.
I only have one sentence to say. I'm very glad Ruan Byron plays for my team.
Assessing his options, Ronan Quinn. And he does well. That was one hell of a carry by Byron. Get out of the road. Still plenty of time left in this game, but you feel that if Trinity mean business, they need to get some points here. They've had a few opportunities, and it will be Mark Nicholson to throw. Up goes Macrone, Anthony Ryan, Antonio. Here come Trinity now. Looking to strike. Mark Nicholson has it at the back. Pops it to McCormack. Diarmuid McCormack. Edging closer to the line. Louis O'Reilly with the skip pass to Ronan Quinn, but it's gone forward. Ronan Quinn denied his 10th try once more.
You threw the pass, you know.
Yeah, as we see here on the setup, on the replay,
I had a great view of it.
really good setup there from Trinity. A long ball, keeping the ball carriers far away from the Terenure players as possible.
Nicholson has
then to McCormack at the back. O'Reilly, the skipper, felt the ball wasn't going any further forward. Terenure stopped it. He saw that 3-on-2 overlap, picked the correct option, a beautifully weighted ball, and we can't tell from here. The referee would have a better call than us. Forward pass.
They left.
Another chance gone a begging.
Just stay in the
After
fight.
such a
Keep
good
that
rolling
line on.
maul.
Yes, right. I've spoken to them about their weight.
And surprise, surprise, down the road, Cork Constitution 19, Clontarf 12. And really, it seems like an age ago, really, when Cork Con lost the season against Terenure, losing 42 points to 0 at half-time. And they've really turned the corner since round 2.
Bind. Set.
It's Benny with the put in. And it's another scrum penalty. They're doing something right, Terenure. That front row.
Yeah, it's almost every put in now onTerinure's own ball. They're finding a way, whether it be driving, getting the front row to pop up, or wheeling around the corner. They're finding penalties almost every time. Another great touch found there from Dooley.
Okay. Get into your loose head, okay? He's got to stay straight lows. That was just
12 points to 7.
Thank you. All right.
Terenure's 2 tries coming through Jordan Coughlin and Levi Vaughan, and Trinity's try coming from Ronan Quinn. And it's a turnover for Trinity. So they've got plenty of ball. Nicholson, good hands for Colbert. And here's Gavin Jones. And De Butler trying to get the turnover, but there is no advantage.
13. Yeah, we'll go back here. No advantage coming. Knocked down by Terenure in the lineout.
This game on a knife's edge. Craig Adams, well, he's been on the park for a few minutes in the number 22 jumper as well. Currently 7 tries in the season. Top for Terenure. And he scored 14 tries last season as well. And top try scorer for Terenure last season. He's a try scoring machine. But it is scrum time.
Okay. To the line.
And it is Trinity ball on their own ball. They've been decent. But can they unlock this staunch Terenure defense? Aaron Egan's boot did the trick in the first half.
Set.
And they're going back at the rate of knots. Terenure really taking control, and Trinity have done a remarkable job to keep that ball. O'Reilly for Anthony Ryan. He's been so industrious. It's Colbert this time. Harry Colbert.
Step back. Tackler.
And O'Reilly going on the left-hand side of Colin Hogan. And it's a free play as Nicholson with the switch pass. No advantage, so we will come back for the penalty.
Okay,
don't like to see that at all. Very cynical play there. I couldn't quite pick out the number, but one of the Terenure forwards hitting the skipper O'Reilly very late. He's down, looks in a lot of pain. Ted Walsh will need to get warm here. He could be on.
It was needless and it was after the step back.
Craig Trainer it was with the late hit there. Interesting to see if the referee has a word with him here.
In general, that's okay, yeah. Yeah. We're down to 17 and a half left, lads. Just there, because the ball was in the rough for a couple of seconds. 12 and 13 are kind of trying to lead the line and close off. So they're kind of stepping up before the ball's out. Okay. You might have a look. I'm not calling that until you actually pass the ball. When you pass the ball, if they're offside, I'll make that call. Okay? So go for it, and if they're offside, then I'll
shake it this much.
Good, okay, your pen?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, late hit on you. I'm talking to you.
So Colbert looks for distance on the 22. So yet again, it's another opportunity for Trinity.
Well, yeah, we'll bring it here. Inside. Their feet on the line.
So many opportunities yet to score in the second half. And time is slowly running out.
Lads, you got to step in your front, man.
But they just need 7 points to take the lead. McCrone. Nicholson is at the back. Shots for offside from the crowd. Harrison Brewer causing absolute drama. And Quinn has to play at scrum off for Colberts. Harry Colberts still going. Can the home side strike? It's Byron. And Anthony Ryan. Lee O'Reilly to Gavin Jones. McCormick.
Advantage, no arms, 8 Terenure.
6 meters out. Byron.
He's in his own man.
No advantage.
8, no arms.
So it is a penalty. What is the call here? Would be 3 points.
Hang on, I'll get out of your way.
Of course, if they went for posts.
Feet behind.
Bart Vermeulen. Looking to put the hammer down. He lets it go to Colm Hogan. Hold up. Hold up.
Nothing after. It's held up.
Outstanding defense from Terenure. So it will be a goal line dropout. And you talk about moments in the season. Looking to put the hammer down. And Trinity will losing their last 4 games. All within 7 points. Hold up. And they're looking to avoid that. They've still got time. Terenure with brilliant defense. Callum Smith with the restarts. Sends it long. O'Reilly for Colbert. Here's Max O'Reilly this time, the outside centre. Tackled by Matt Caffrey, and he's got the turnovers while the replacement player, and Benny with a massive hoof. And this could be a 50-22, but Ronan Quinn has a lot of work to do. And he's setting off. Ronan Quinn, what a player.
Push back, push back.
Colm Hogan. Still alive, O'Reilly working the short side. And here's Jerry Carr.
Roll out 17.
It's another penalty. O'Reilly wastes no time. And they might have another penalty here, Trinity. And Jerry Carr. So ferocious. Bart Vermeulen, he needs support, the loose head prop. Penalty Terenure.
Don't throw it away.
And Callum Smith, out of all players, the out half coming up with a masterclass at the breakdown.
Wow, what a phase of play from the try line dropout, from really getting held up earlier off a little set piece, tap and go move. There was a great turnover in the midfield there. Might have been the skipper for Terenure, taking the ball off Max O'Reilly. Benny looked to the corner, found a great field position, found some grass. But Ronan Quinn, wow, he came back at some pace. Footwork was there, beat 2 or 3 defenders, got Trinity on the front foot. They went blind with Hogan, found the penalty, not rolling away Terenure again. O'Reilly, as usual, went quick, found the offload. They moved the ball again. Jerry Carr with some acrobatics in that carry, almost a cartwheel over the attempted tackler. Bart Vermeulen found some space just next to the ruck at the pillar position. Sadly enough, though, the support wasn't there in time. Macron failing to clear out the Terenure out half.
Also, Terenure, well, they've scored 52 tries this season, and they've only conceded 23. They have scored 29 more tries than their opposition. And that is why their defense is next level. And Doody, that's a great kick. And Keelan Doody.
Here's your mark, thank you.
Also just be like Terenure to get one shot in the 22 and score as well. Now, that type of side, they don't need many opportunities at all. And Harrison Brewer with the take at line-out time. McCrone trying to come through the centre of that Rothing Mall. Coughlin. And Aaron Coleman with the tackle. Colin de Butler. Trinity with a penalty. Tit for tat.
Come here. Come here.
Sean McCrone very much making up for his mistake there with a massive shot in the midfield. He's down now, holding his face. Yellow card for Hannon. Big moments in the game. I didn't quite see what it was for. Possibly a shot to the head area. That is a massive moment in this game. Could be a real turning point here for Trinity. They're going to look to go as deep as possible off Colbert's boot and hopefully find some field position.
Massive moment, but Trinity supporters will also tell you that against Cork Con, they played against 13 men when 2 men were sent to the bin. With about 15 minutes to go, 27 all, and they let that one slip. And that's the modern day game, is that teams train all week with a plan in place. If a player goes to the bin.
Okay, first man here. Good man, thank you. Yeah, 10 left.
But having said all that, still, as you mentioned, Jack, an advantage. So can they take advantage of Marcus Hannon being in the bench? Time will tell. McCormack with the take. Byron. Gavin Jones with a strong line. The Rock of College Park. Slow ball here for Trinity. And it's McCormack. O'Reilly for Colbert. And now Cherry Carr. Just had so much possession and territory. We've hardly seen an attack from Terenure in the second half. But we've seen a score. We have not seen a score from Trinity in the second half. Yes, Max O'Reilly. Louis O'Reilly this time works the short side.
Hands in the ground.
McCrone for Cherry Carr. Plenty of carries for the tight head prop. O'Reilly on the blind side once more for Gavin Jones.
Tackle, release.
And Classy trying to go for the choke tackle. And here's Woods. Here's Colbert for Nicholson.
No, through the gate.
Colbert whips it out to Liam McMahon, the right winger. O'Reilly, Bart Vermeulen, lovely pop pass to Cherry Carr. Colbert, Max O'Reilly, Colin Hogan for Ronan Quinn. And that's safely into touch and harmless for Terenure.
Not the option. For all his experience, Colin Hogan, I think he'll be kicking himself. We had ball in hand. There was the overlap there. We had the entire back three out there. Great face play from Trinity, though. Every man for a man there, carrying well. The two props linking up. Vermeulen and Carr in the middle. Harry Colbert's really grown in confidence as this game goes on. Starting to sling passes, challenge the line. Starting to see Max O'Reilly a bit more on the ball as well. All things are looking good for Trinity as Mark Nicholson comes off. What a performance from him today. He's been phenomenal all around the park. And we're losing no power with Zach Baird coming off the bench.
Levi Vaughan.
10 plays, 19.
To throw.
Time on.
It's tapped back by McCormack. Here's Cherry Carr. This could be Trinity's moment. It's not Trinity's moment, it's Terenure's moment. Again, surviving another onslaught.
No support.
Cormac, how many times have we mentioned today at line-out time? That's his fourth, fifth steal, I'd say now, by my count. But straight off it, because of the surprising nature of the steal, Trinity support were just a second or two too late. And that's all the time the Terenure back row need to get over the ball. Couldn't make out which number it was, but a great turnover nonetheless.
Dooley. Not much angle to work with. But really good distance on that kick from Keelan Dooley.
Yeah, on you, thank you. Here. How many, boys? It's called 5. Many lads? 2, 2.
Come on, Trinity! McMelia.
Stay out. No,
Levi Vaughan at the back.
16, don't change.
It's really a work of art. From Terenure, at College Park, and they get a penalty. And all you can do is just applaud Terenure. Their set piece is fabulous.
A powerful maul, to say the least. Marching on,
Vaughan
slow and steady. Good positioning. Trinity did everything they could to stop it. Zach Baird, Anthony Ryan, Aaron Coleman all getting involved, but just couldn't stop the power of it, eventually having to bring it down illegally. And knowing Dooley, it'll put us deep into the Trinity half.
And you can see the replacement players getting absolutely pumped. That's what they live for, those moments.
Let me know when you're good to go, all right? We'll not go until he's ready, all right? Just man getting tipped up here, lads. Who was that? You all right, yeah? You good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Okay.
So Terenure, well, they haven't really shown their hand in the second half. If you take Levi Vaughan's try out of the equation, it's taken by McMelia. And Trinity, well, they're really trying to get a turnover in the process here. But against this rolling maul of Terenure, it's not an easy thing. McKeown is on the park. Here is Sylvester.
No, you're off your feet. Leave it now.
McKeown for Jordan Coughlin. What a shove on Byron. Callum Smith. And here's the group. The group almost breaking through.
Not on ball.
McKeown. And here's McCaffrey. It's been so good off the bench. Callum Smith. And he drops the pull. The out half. Or you'll be so frustrated with that. Those moments keeping Trinity in the game.
Okay, just under 4 minutes.
Lovely bit of footwork close to us here from McGrew. He's real sharp with that quick turn of pace. Got on the outside of Zach Baird, and if he'd held his footing, could have been a 2-on-1. Really could have been the game there. Smith at out half. Took his eyes off the ball. Probably saw the Trinity defensive line coming up on him. Big moments here now. I see the skipper going off. Terenure needing to bring a prop back on for Hannon in the yellow card in the sin bin. So Campbell Klassen, the former Wesley College man, back onto the park. Big moments here. Trinity will look to hit off centre scrum. They've got options either side, really dangerous options. Max O'Reilly, I think they'll look to get on the ball here down the left.
And at the moment, Cork have overtaken Clontarf in second place on the table. Bonus point try there so far. Still a few minutes to go. But what a statement that may be at Castle Avenue. Colin Hogan joining the line. Switchboard to McMahon. Byron this time. O'Reilly, Colbert, and then Zach Beard. And Colbert. Ronan Quinn giving chase. LeCroux. And it's a penalty to Trinity. Time is running out. They can't be more than 5 minutes here.
His first man in. Player in the...
This could be season defining. Colbert, if they can take their last opportunity.
2, 3 big moments there in that phase of play. Hogan taking it to wide. Good switch with McMahon to keep the ball alive. Stunning pass from O'Reilly off the edge here to find the big man Byron in the middle. He made a good carry. And then Harry Colbert, he's starting to take this game by the scruff of the neck. That was a lovely little dink. It sat up nicely. Quinn with the collision. And then Colbert again chasing up. I think he was the man who made that turnover. Big moments now for Trinity here.
Anthony Ryan with the take. And it's gone skew. And so far, it's been the story of the day. And perhaps it's just not their day again. For Trinity, there's still time.
Scrum option. There's only 30 seconds.
So many opportunities when you think about the Louis O'Reilly pass over the top to Ronan Quinn. And it's just that final execution, Jack. That's letting the home side down.
Painful to watch for any Trinity supporters here. So close so many times now. You really feel last couple of moments here, there needs to be some kind of score. Trinity need to have one more big play in the locker, make a big turnover. Somebody's got to do something. It's on the individuals now. Collectives performed today. They've all given it as much as they possibly can, performed in areas. They need to have that final product now in the last couple of minutes.
Okay, we're not balanced in that set. We'll just wait till we are. Same marks? Yeah. Stay square.
So Conor McKeown.
Bind.
Ex-Connacht player worth the put-in. And they'll look for another penalty here as well. And Callum Smith looks to clear the decks. And he's actually done pretty well, Jack, because he was under heaps of pressure, but it is full time. Terenure with their 10th win of the season. Top of the pile in Division 1A. And that's their 4th consecutive victory over Trinity. They have not lost to Trinity in the AIL since the 11th of January 2020. They don't stop winning. They've scored 52 tries so far this season. They've only conceded 23. And at the moment, they are marvels of the AIL.
Yeah, not much to say. Very, very impressive Terenure. They just know how to win. It was a dogfight. It was always going to be a dogfight with the team Trinity picked. They fronted up physically very well to a bigger team, a larger side. But when it came down to it, the power was just slightly too much. Trinity not clinical enough. Terenure, I'd say they'd be the first to admit it wasn't their best performance of the season, but they got the win in the end. If we're looking at some players who really performed today, I think you can't go wrong with the two big men in each pack. Ruan Byron and Coughlin were both phenomenal. If I was giving out a man of the match award, it would be shared between the two of them.
And while Trinity, they opened the account with a lovely try for Ronan Quinn. And perhaps he could have scored 1 or 2 tries more. And then Terenure hit back so relentless. Jordan Coughlin a try just before halftime. And then just after halftime again, they striked through Levi Vaughan, their hooker. And that is full time here at College Park. It is Terenure 12, Trinity 7. Terenure have Clontarf at home next weekend. Trinity have Young Munster away. The stream was proudly sponsored by AIB and produced by BF Sports Analysis. And we'll catch you next on the next live stream. Thanks for joining us.